Before adjusting any software settings, first confirm your tractor's hydraulic flow matches the baseline used during initial tuning. The recommended initial SCV flow for most tractors is 65%, 40% for high-flow tractors. If you are using a small cylinder implement, a lower value will be required. If flow settings are incorrect, you may experience poor response, inconsistent depth control, or unreliable performance. While SD Drain is controlling your implement, many performance issues can be resolved through small, gradual flow adjustments rather than changing software values. This video is for advanced SD Drain tuning using the DAC configuration program located on the desktop of your tablet. SD Drain systems are assumed to have updated software and firmware, and users know how to do the following: run a survey pass, engage SD Drain to automatically control the drainage implement. When SD Drain is running, the DAC 8000 controller is paired to that program. To pair the DAC 8000 controller to the DAC configuration program, follow these steps. First, confirm automatic grade control is off. For SD Drain tile, automatic grade control is off when the Start Install icon is showing. For SD Drain ditch, automatic grade control is off when the Auto Disabled icon is showing. Now disconnect the DAC 8000 from SD Drain. Find the Settings button in the bottom right corner. Tap it. Find the gray DAC button. Tap it. Tap the DAC Control button. Tap the red Stop button. In this example, the DAC 8000 is now disconnected from SD Drain ditch. Minimize SD Drain by finding the Min Close button. Tap it, then tap Minimize. Next, we will pair the DAC 8000 to the DAC configuration program. Open the desktop DAC configuration program by tapping the orange DAC Config icon on the desktop. Read and accept the warning statement. Before proceeding, look at the top right corner of the DAC setup screen and confirm that there is a green bar and the word Firmware. Numerous configuration presets are located here. The three most common presets are for a John Deere, Case New Holland, or external valve. You can see the active preset here. Check that the active preset is correct for your setup. If you need to select a different preset, do the following. Highlight it, tap the Upload to DAC button, tap the Save Changes to DAC button. Tap the Tune button in the bottom right corner. The Tune page will appear. There are three values that determine how your valve reacts to commands from SD Drain: first step, last step, number of steps. First step is a value that coincides with the minimum voltage used to make the valve move. In a moment, we will go through the procedure to capture that value. Last step is a value that relates to the voltage needed to operate the valve at full capacity. Typically, this value never changes. Last step will not be addressed in this video. The steps value determines the number of stopping points between first step and last step. The smaller the number of steps, the faster the valve reacts. Add steps to slow the valve's reaction time. The DAC 8000 can control up to 3 valves simultaneously. The channel number here corresponds to the number of valves used to control your implement. For a typical single valve setup, you would only have to adjust channel 1. If the DAC 8000 is unlocked for more channels, you would switch to the appropriate channel to tune that function. For example, a double-link plow would use 2 channels controlling depth and pitch. A box blade may also use 2 channels controlling depth and tilt. If you are using your tractor's SCV to control the drainage implement, you will need to engage your hydraulics and activate the tractor's automatic control. Case and New Holland tractors can be parked while the tractor's automatic control is engaged. John Deere tractors will need to be moving for the tractor's automatic control to operate. For tractors using an external valve, charge your hydraulics, then calculate the first step value while parked. operators must remain aware of their surroundings while operating the tractor. Find an open area in the field and turn the wheel to the right so you travel in a circle. This allows you to easily view the implement movement while determining the first step value. Be careful not to turn too sharp to avoid binding the tractor and implement. Raise your scraper and begin moving. Engage the appropriate hydraulic for automatic control. The SCV screen should display auto. With the tune screen open, begin tapping the down arrow on the right red minus slider. This will adjust the first step value. The current value is displayed just above the slider. Keep adjusting the value by tapping the down arrow until you see the implement move in the down direction. Test the value by tapping the pulse button. A good rule of thumb is that the implement should move about 1/4 to 1/2 inch on a single tap of the pulse button. After you have found the correct value, tap the value button right below the pulse button. This will load the value here. Lower your blade and repeat this procedure to set the first step up value using the left green plus slider. After you have found suitable first step values, tap the Set Tune button, tap Save Changes to DAC, close the Tune window, close the DAC Setup window. Next, test your modified tune set by expanding SD Drain back to the full-size window and tapping the Start button to reconnect the DAC 8000 to SD Drain. Run a survey pass, and then enable automatic SD Drain control. Observe your implement's reaction to the updated settings. If the implement is being controlled by the tractor's SCV and still acting erratic, try adjusting the tractor's hydraulic flow while in SD Drain. If the vertical light bar shows a rapid chattering of changes between on and off grade, green and yellow, try slowly adjusting the hydraulic flow down. If there is a slow porpoising between on and off grade, try slowly adjusting the hydraulic flow up. Document any SCV adjustments to easily recall updated settings for next season. For external valves, long-term precise adjustments are best achieved by manually changing values in the DAC Config program. If more adjustments are needed, disconnect the DAC 8000 from SD Drain, minimize the program, and open the DAC Config program. Tap the Tune button. Typically, the next step is to manually adjust values. Tap the appropriate box and then type in the new value. Sometimes the first step value is still too large and can be adjusted down by 1/100th. Or you could adjust the steps value. Add steps to slow the valve, remove steps to speed up the valve. As an example, if your controller is set to 15 steps, you can slow the value by setting the steps to 30. Remember, the number of steps value can be different for the plus and minus columns. After you have changed the values, tap Set Tune, tap Save Changes to DAC, close the Tune window, close DAC Configuration. Reconnect the DAC 8000 to SD Drain and continue testing. Observe control to see how the changes helped. To summarize, confirm hydraulic flow matches the baseline used during initial tuning. Check that the proper tune set is selected. Adjust first step value. Adjust hydraulic flow. Manually adjust first step value. Manually adjust steps value.